Hi there, Jim here. Today we're going to have a look at this sound level meter. It is produced by a brand called Noyafa, and it is the model NF-562S. This model has a condenser microphone, high precision sensor. It's got an ergonomic grip, so we can see that on the box. It's got an HD display, so should be high contrast here, and it supports both A and C weighting. Before I get too far into this review, a couple of things that I want to mention. First off, I received this unit via the Amazon Vine program in order to perform a review of the product. And second thing I want to mention is that if you found this video to be helpful, please give it a thumbs up, or better yet, subscribe to my channel. Questions and comments are always very welcome. I appreciate the feedback. It helps me know where I can focus my efforts. Without further ado, let's get into the box and see what's in here. So the box opens from the top, and there's a nice hard case there. That's attractive. And if we open the box, the microphone has a padded insert here, so it's not going to be bouncing around and getting totally banged up when it's inside the hard case. That's nice. And there's some slots here to hold the batteries. It takes 4 batteries, and so there's 2 there and 2 there. Now I tend to put in batteries from my collection. What else is in here? So we have a qualification certificate that says it passed some tests. After sales clause. Okay. And then there's a small little instruction card. I don't want to call it a booklet. It tells you what the unit does and what the various buttons do. But I'm sure we'll probably be able to figure out most of the features by just experimenting with it. There is a protective film on this, I believe, that will peel off. And then there is, we can see here, there's a mounting hole on the back so that we can mount this on, I'm expecting that's a standard screw size. I'll just have to check which standard screw size, I can't tell visibly. And then the back opens up here and we can put our 4 batteries in. So let's, all right, 4 batteries. Line them with the pictures. Pop them into the spots here. Put the cover back into place, and we're ready to go. So I think it's pretty clear. This button here is going to turn it on. There we go. And so now we can see that it's sensing in real time. We can see that when I'm not talking, it goes down to around 40, and when I start talking, it goes up to about 60, 70, depending on how loud I get. And if we can zoom in here, in addition to the digital readout that's varying all the time, there's a simulated needle here that you can see that goes across the top. And so this has 2 modes that it can sense at. You can see that right now it's in fast mode. We can press this button here, and that's in slow mode, and so the updates are a little slower. That's useful because most of the time the sound is not changing all that quickly. So we can see that most of the time when I'm talking, it tends to be around 60 dB. Other buttons here, we have an AC button, and so it changes from A measurement to C measurement. and we can see that. And so the overlay that you'll see in a second will explain the difference between the dBA measurement and the dBc measurement. And of course, we press it again, it goes back to dBA. Fairly clear. Then we have two other settings here. We've got a max min mode, so when you press max min, you can see max, and what happens is that's going to lock in a peak that gets achieved from the sound. So as there's some sort of sound level that's achieved, if we get something higher than what it's showing right now, it'll update. So if I get really loud, you can see it's gone up to 80 and it maintains that peak reading. Now if I press this max min button again, it'll switch around to the minimum. You can see that says min there now. And it's going to show the quietest level that's achieved over the time period that mode is active. And so I don't think I'm going to get quieter, but I'm going to be quiet for a second, see if we can get anything lower than 37.1 dB here. There, so being really quiet, not moving around, we got down to 36. So that's how max and min work. Those are pretty obvious. And the last thing is this level. So let's look at how level works. Let's turn off max min, press that again. So real time, it says in the corner, so it's updating. Let's look at what the level does. So right now, if we see here, it says that it's in auto mode. And if we can notice the range here of the simulated needle, it says 30 there. I'm not sure we can focus on that. So it's 30 there, and it's 130 there. And that's in auto mode. If I use level 1, this range adjusts to be 30 to 80. And if something exceeds 80, if I were to get really loud, we would see an over symbol there. When we press level again to level 2, this changes now to 60 to 110. And whenever the sound level falls below 60, we can see the under symbol flashes there. And then finally, level 3 is 80 to 130. And of course, nothing I'm doing is all that loud in here. And so the under symbol is displayed there. So that's what level does. It adjusts the range here of the simulated needle. It doesn't change anything about the readout for the digital scale, but the simulated needle range is what's changed in level. If we press it again to auto, you can see we have the full range here from 30 to 130. Now another thing to notice is that there's a bar here that's meant to give some indication of whether the sound is at a quiet level, a moderate level, or a super loud. It could damage your hearing and make you uncomfortable level. And if you can tell, this is changing from a low level, which is green, to a moderate level, which is yellow. And I would have to do something quite loud in order to get it above the built-in threshold to get it to red. And so that's pretty much all of the features the unit has. It's a pretty simple unit. One of the other things, we can take off the windscreen here if we want. You can see that there's a microphone there. Nothing too unusual about that. Most of the time we'll leave that windscreen on. Helps filter out some stray noise. Now one of the things that I want to try to do, just to see how whether we can get a kind of a high reading here, I'm going to turn up I have a radio in the background. The one thing I might have to do when I turn the radio up is I might have to end up muting the sound on the video. Otherwise YouTube will tell me I've copyrighted or I've played somebody's copyrighted music. So I'm going to turn the radio up for a second here.
And instead of stopping and restarting, Gord Downey, the consummate pro that he is.
Okay, so we can see that got pretty loud, but not into the red zone, because I think the red zone is triggered by a level that is above 96 dB. So we never managed to get into 96 dB. So that's how the unit works, and we can go back to fast mode where it samples more rapidly. The only thing that I can't do here is assess the accuracy level. And oh, I forgot to show one feature. Aside from not being able to assess the accuracy feature, if you want to take a reading, and because this is adjusting all the time, you might miss a reading. So if there's some sound going on in the environment and you want to capture it, there's a button here which does double duty as the power button, but the hold button. So if we press that, we see hold lights up there on the display, and the value stopped changing. So that tells us what the level was at that moment. And just to release the hold, we just press hold again. So it's a very nice unit, and it operates, as you might have guessed, in the range from 30 to 130 dB. So 130 dB would be more than enough to damage human hearing. I think we would probably need to be somewhere close to the exhaust of a jet engine in order to get anywhere close to 130 dB. So for sampling something in a workspace, a reasonable workspace, I think this would be good. It would do a really nice job. I like how the display is so bright and clear. It is a very nice display. Yeah, it's very easy to read. It's very clear, you can see, and it's also very simple. This is, after all, just a device that does one thing. So a very nice unit, and it's nice that it comes in a hard case, because there probably is some sensitivity to the unit, and we want it just sort of getting banged around all the time. And once again, a screw mount there for mounting on a standard screw, and I expect that's probably a standard tripod mount screw. That's all there is to it. Really a very simple device. So thank you for watching. If you found this video to be informative and helpful, please give it a thumbs up, and please subscribe to my channel. Until next time.